For your birthday, I offer you a challenge, sir. Pull your ass up, man, with 20 of your records, man. Sit across from me, man, and get this work, man. You know what I'm saying? But I understand if you don't want to answer to that challenge, because last time you got challenged, Kanye West dusted your ass off. So, you might not want to do that. So, well, guess who ain't scared of your motherfucking ass, 50? Look, man, pull up.
Welcome to Late Breakfast, everybody. I'm Taurian B.
And I am First Class Regg.
Welcome back to another week of Late Breakfast. This week, we have a special guest. I've been trying to get my mans on the show for years. He has like 7 kids, and he's always busy. But he gave him NyQuil tonight, and he's giving us an hour. Kort, straight from Baltimore. What up, Kort?
What's up, dog? How you doing, man? Thank you. Yeah, it wasn't NyQuil. I gave him Benadryl.
Oh,
No, sleep longer on the Benadryl.
All right.
Yeah, they're out for the count, man. Thank you. I'm happy to be here, man. And I'm sorry it took me so long, but I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
We got my man Cosi here with the 4K video stream going on right now. Thank you for coming back for a second week, brother.
Yo, it's a pleasure to be back. See all my beautiful black people in the building. Prosperity to everybody on the chat right now.
All right. And last but not least, we have the beautiful Clevery Chloé. How are you, dear?
How was that date?
Everybody needs to relax with their sharing over here. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. And we have the usual suspects, Robbie Digital, but I have him muted. Eli P. We have
What up,
Daniel
everybody?
Lopez in the building.
Yo.
And we have the funny man, Julius. If you were on the internet yesterday, you saw T.I. using the whole left side of the dictionary because he wanted to challenge 50 Cent to a versus battle. And many people scoffed at it, but it actually got 50 Cent's attention. And he wanted to know if T.I. is smoking the same shit that Smokey from Friday smoked, because 50 feels that T.I. can't fuck with him. Tip became incensed and basically made it a North and South war. And we already had the whole conversation ourselves in the chat, and we talked about it. It's kind of divided. I'm definitely pro Tip. I've lived in Atlanta for a little while. I've lived in the South for a little while. And I hear things, and it feels like it's kind of just like a tri-state bias thing. But 50 don't even fuck with the East Coast. Like, he don't fuck with New York like that. Like, he don't. And he's divisive. He fucked up a lot of shit in New York. So I just feel like, why the fuck we rooting for a nigga that divided the fuck out of New York anyway? Why we champion him? Let's ride out on him. Let's get him out of here. I don't know. What you think, Reg?
So I'm a huge T.I. fan. So seeing all the T.I. slander yesterday on the timeline was really annoying for me. When this battle came up, when T.I. was going so hard, like, I wanted 50 to say something, and when he did, it wasn't to take on the challenge. He kind of was just making fun of Tip, which is like a very 50 thing to do. I feel like a lot of people forget about T.I.'s like highlights that he's had in his career, because he's had a lot. I mean, between that, he went to jail a lot, but he always came out with hits, and people forget from like trap music. I mean, he got hits on I'm Serious, but from trap music to Paper Trail he was on fire. So I feel like he has a lot of bags that he can go into. The R&B bag, his features was crazy. The street anthems was crazy. I mean, what 50 got for what you know about that? Like, I mean, granted, he got hits, but the way T.I. was able to transcend his trap hits into commercial hits was unheard of. Like, I mean, 50 got hits, but like, I was legit going through them. Don't look at me like that, Eli. I was going through them yesterday, and he only got but so much to choose from when it's just albums. I mean, he got crazy hits on the first album, and then he kind of dips off after the second album. 50 only had like for his solo career, he only had like a real 2-album run. If you want to keep it real.
But no, that's just it. You're missing the point. It's a versus, so they can bring up the songwriter. You forget 50 used to write for Diddy. You forget how many bags 50 used to get into. T.I. can get into the same bag too. But let's be honest, the hits that 50 does have are bigger monsters of hits than the ones T.I. has.
Huge.
With simply In the Club, Wanksta, and what's the other one? There's a third one I'm missing.
I get money.
And I'm on the team. I'm on Team Ti. I'm on Team Ti. But we can't disregard the fact that the person with the larger hits is 50. The
But we
more
can include
international driven hits is 50.
But are we including features, right? Because T.I. is also on Blurred Lines, and I mean, that alone is smacking like 2 of those out of here.
He
got that Justin Timberlake feature. That Justin Timberlake
my
feature.
love.
That's not getting in the club. That's not getting in the club or Wanksta out of here.
50 doesn't have the features.
50 doesn't have those type of features.
No.
But that's not the point. You said
my love is definitely getting in the club out.
My love can get in the club out of here. Thank you, Eli. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
What love song?
And I'm running for 50.
Love song R&B songs. What does T.I. have with that?
Why you wanna go? What's with why you wanna?
Why you wanna go and do that, love, huh?
Is that beating
Drinking
21
Anthem of the World?
50 has a song that's played at some people's weddings.
But
T got 21 questions.
21 questions.
Yeah, has Soldier with Destiny's Child. He has R&B tracks.
So let's
Hey,
just
Let's Get Away too. That's a big song.
With
so
Jazzy Faye?
Yeah, with Jazzy Faye. Hey, let's get away. 24's Never Scared verse.
Facts.
That nigga sleep.
Ain't I remix? Like, let's not do this.
Ain't I remix.
Swagger Like Us? Are we forgetting Swagger Like Us? Like he didn't
we're
put
trying
that together?
Swagger Like Us is a trash song.
It's a trash ass
Swagger
song.
Like
it's a trash
Us.
song.
That song is trash.
But
Swagger
yo,
Like
so
Us is trash.
if you really think about it,
It
right?
didn't-
Like remember,
It didn't age well.
Remember-
but it's not
remember-
a trash song.
remember these are just one songs, right? These are just like we're naming all these tracks that they have, but they got to give 20. So true, like 21 questions and these records that we're throwing out, they only count for 1 point, right? So while a big 50 record may not get a big TI record and vice versa, at the end of the day, it's about who has the most, who's 20, whose body of work over these 20 songs. And I think that TI has way more versatility. 50, don't get me wrong, 50 has huger records. He has bigger records. Yeah. Both things can be true at the same time. You talk about Many Men and some really anthems, East Coast anthems back when 50
the entire Game album.
Right. So, and then also keep in mind too, if 50 has that mixtape bag and that G-Unit bag, he can also reach into as well. So with the verses, we've seen that they've gotten a little loose with what they allow in, you know what I'm saying? As far as the features, like Chloe was saying, T.I.'s feature games is crazy. 50, his features, I don't think his features outdo T.I.'s features, personally. I think that T.I. was a more versatile artist. He crossed over, and I'm not saying 50 didn't cross over. 50 had smashes, but but T.I. really played into that Yakubian bag, heavy. Like, and I think that, he'll be able to, him being on Blurred Lines, that's a big ass record, man. So I don't know if they throw some versatility and they start reaching like from out of nowhere. I don't think 50 can handle that versatile smoke that T.I. has right now. I think that we underestimate him. Real rap.
The only thing that I'll add to that is that I don't even know if T.I. can play Blurred Lines. That shit is tangled up in so much drama. I would love for him to play Blurred Lines.
He could just rap his verse on acapella. We're fine.
He could rap his verse. Yeah, I was gonna say he could rap his verse. But are we acting like 50 really doesn't have features? Like, he has a Justin Timberlake "Cry Me the River" remix. Like, come on.
How
like,
big was
50
that?
has his moments on R&B records too.
Please don't play Ayo Technology.
Like
don't play that.
"Cry Me a River" remix was knocking.
I love that record.
Can we please not forget his soundtrack bag with Best Friend?
Okay.
Window
Whip
Shopper.
Your Head.
Baltimore Love Thing.
Window Shopper.
I don't think the catalog is going to be the problem. I think whoever sets the tone for the records is going to really kind of carry this battle over. If we look back to Jada and Fab, it was Jada just came out of the gate with a lot of bangers, and Fab couldn't really catch up to the quality of records that Jada was just coming at him. Now here I feel like between 50 and T.I., they both have those same type quality records, but it's really about who's gonna set the tone. If T.I. comes out with all these radio hits, it's like, all right, well, 50 can compete. If T.I. comes out with these songs for ladies, how is 50 gonna combat that? Can he change the tone? Can he come with a haymaker? Does he just go straight to the club? I really think it's gonna come down to who's really gonna set the tone.
It's all the counter punches. That's
Let
really
me tell
what
you
it
something.
is.
Let me tell you something. What is T.I. gonna throw on when 50 throws on Magic Stick?
These are just one, but it's still just one
Anything,
song. It's
right?
only.
I got the
It's still
Magic
just.
Stick.
It's
one
still just
song.
one.
We know
song.
the song, Eli. We know.
Like he's not like it's okay if he
It's a
loses
great
that.
song.
It's still 50 plus 1. That doesn't mean that he can't come out of this 13 to 7. 50's Magic Stick got him from 6 to 7. That's all that means. So
And
it's
what
not
about
like
that? Go ahead.
That's it.
No, I was just saying. I just want to be intro real quick because he said Magic Stick. But Eli, out of all songs to name from 50, you say you're a hill to die on is Magic Stick? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, well, no.
For ladies.
Yeah. When we
ladies.
was talking about the girl tracks, that's one that you could throw on.
Yes.
And plus, 50 got a song. 50 got a song with Biggie.
Yeah, no, he can definitely play real as niggas. That'll do a
That's
lot of
easy.
No. What are you doing, Eli? Stop it.
What are you
Mute
talking
him.
about?
That song don't even count. Jada proved that. I got
It
real
was
songs
on
with
it.
50.
No, it does count because that was on an album. That was on what fucking
What?
soundtrack was that?
Bad Boy
We're not taking
Yeah.
borrowed lyrics that you
On
put
the
together.
Bad Boy anniversary album.
It's a feature.
Mm-hmm.
It counts. It's
All
on
right.
streaming services. So there you go.
I think you're the only one that's
I don't know.
What I'm hoping for is that it winds up becoming their street bangers going at it track for track. Like obviously 50's gonna play What's Up Gangsta, and T.I.'s probably gonna play 24s, and a lot of stuff from I'm Serious, Trap Boy, Dope Boys in the Trap. Like that's what I want to hear, that aggressive energy, because that's what both of them like need their bones doing. Like like they both have commercial hits and songs that crossed over. I don't give a fuck about those songs. I want to hear the street shit. I want the energy to be the same way that the energy that T.I. had on the phone yesterday when he was barking on the phone with his mutton chops. I want to see that shit. That's what the fuck I want to see.
What is that?
When he's
like an anorexic.
Like
Listen,
I mean,
once we get into that G Unit bag, my buddy.
Fam, all right, enough, Eli.
Baltimore
Because
love
all
thing.
that sounds cool until T.I. plays Maybach Music 3. All that is cool when he start playing actual songs that he's collaborated with. Because the problem with Fifth made a whole career about hating people. So that means that your versatility is only as good as the people that you worked with. That's why his career was so short-lived. Kanye proved that. So you can play all these songs that you want to, but we know all these features you don't have. And that's where he's going to lose at. I love 50 too, but, man, you only as good as as far as Pennsylvania goes.
On behalf of black women this week, on behalf of all the black women this week, I like to say fuck 50. So keeping that energy alive. But obviously, I'm still from New York, and I love some of his songs. But fuck that nigga today.
What are you gonna play? What is he gonna play when he plays? I can't leave him alone. I can't. Come on.
What song is that?
That was
It's
a song with
Sarah, when they was working.
Can we just
Julius, do that dance again?
That falsetto was good, Julius. That was good.
Could that be the promo right there? Julius singing and dancing? Just that moment right there?
Yo, I'm telling you, T.I. is great for the street hits, but I don't think
Porn star off a Paper Trail. Don't sleep, nigga. He got some
I'm
shit.
saying he's great, but I don't think he can manage the R&B of 50.
I think you're relying too heavily on R&B.
No. I'm saying like 50 is more of a heavyweight with him in his R&B collabs than T.I.
My thing is that
if 50 plays Best Friend, I'm gonna break my TV.
It's a good song, though.
If you look at it from top to bottom, their careers mirror each other. Yes, 50 had diamond selling albums, but what I'm saying is that the both of them, like, they came up off the mixtape circuit and they came to their meteoric rise. I think it's a pretty even match. This might be one of the most even versus battles that we had. Everybody keeps saying 50 Cent went diamond and did this. Fabulous sold way more records than Jadakiss did, but like, what did that prove? My point of the matter is that it's an even match. But my thing is that it's obvious T.I. is taking this very seriously, And I don't think 50's going to take it that serious. I think 50's going to come in with a lineup for songs that he knows going to go off, but I feel like T.I.'s going to come in very strategically, and he's going to pull everything out of his bag. That's where the difference comes in. And as we've seen in these versus battles, the person that just comes in and thinks they're just going to play records that their personal favorite records always fucking lose. The person that comes in prepared and knows, all right, well, if he does this or if he does that, I'm gonna play this, wins. T.I. looks like he has something to prove, and T.I. definitely wants to wave that flag for the South. That's a true statement.
Can I ask you a question though? When have you ever seen 50 not really seem calculated, or 50 not take any interaction with another person that comes off kind of against him, not come off calculated, not come off with, yo, I got to get them at every corner?
But he
50
still
is
loses,
very
but he still
calculated.
loses. But he still loses though. He lost to Kanye, and he was as calculated as anything.
Oh
But
no,
he
no,
lost,
But
he lost badly.
that was just an album.
I agree. My only point is I
But
don't
that
think
was the end. That was the beginning of his demise. So it wasn't just an album. It was an album. Don't get me wrong, but it was a landmark moment in his career, which kind of cost him his relevancy. So he could be as calculated and as meticulous and as manipulative of social media as he wants to. But he still has to come in and he has to show and prove. And he's also shown a track record of talking bigger, his bark being a little bit bigger than his bite with the Kanye situation. So
I agree.
A lot of people. Go ahead, T.
The point that I'm like piggybacking off Cosi, like all 50 does, he just makes fun of people. He just ranks on you, and it just becomes funny. Rick Ross was making real songs, and 50 Cent was making cartoons, and talking about and became Pimp and Panky. So is 50 Cent going to like make a caricature of T.I. and during the whole versus battle, he just going to commentate while T.I. songs is playing and shit and make us laugh? I don't want to see a stand-up comedy show. I want to hear the fucking music.
And I will say, he better play the original Big Rich Town and not that Trey Songz remix bullshit he tried to feed us, bro.
Well, he's definitely going to be playing that. But 50 is way more strategic.
I don't think he should.
Yeah, but you say Eli keeps saying that, but let's call a spade a spade. Everybody that 50 went against wasn't in his weight class. He was undercarding like a motherfucker every battle that he took. He never really battled anybody who really pound for pound was just as great as him on the same level.
But
doesn't
are
you
serious?
But doesn't
what are
he
you
speak,
talking about?
But doesn't he speak?
His entire career coming up is him being cleaning up.
Besides Ja Rule, who else has he fucked with? Cameron had nothing for Cameron.
Fat Joe
had nothing.
Fat Joe, Jadakiss.
What you mean?
That's not his weight class.
That's above his weight class. At the times he went at them, they were above his weight class.
Exactly.
Was the biggest selling artist in the world when he went at Fat Joe and Jadakiss. And Fat Joe and Jadakiss came out swinging, and their careers were fine. The only person that he's put his foot on is fucking Ja Rule.
Every other battle,
Bang'em Smurf.
Every other battle outside of Ja Rule, 50, it was either a draw or but you know the term. Like if you come in the bigger brand and y'all walk away from a draw, that's a loss for you. That's a loss for you. So 50 took a L to Kanye. 50 took a L to Fat Joe because he didn't wash him and get him up out of here, as he said he would do. Remember, he's making proclamations about what he's going to do. He said he would get Jada out of here. He didn't. He said he would get Joe out of here. He didn't. He said he would get Ross out of here. He didn't. That's 3 L's because he's saying what he's going to do.
Cam as well.
So basically, that's 5 times that he's gotten to the ring. That's 1 time that he's won, and 4 other times that he's underperformed. How are we still calling him consistent?
But those people you named, Cosi, he definitely put chinks in their armor in that time period because at that time, 50 was known as Mr. Interscope for a reason. So they couldn't really move how they wanted to move as freely because of 50 back then. Like Jada says, and he got me kind of jammed up right now. I can't lie, but I don't know what told his black ass he can't die. Like those are lyrics because he was really affected by that moment. Like 50 really was moved and shit. It wasn't because what happened?
Are we talking but we're not talking records, Reg. We're talking politics. Like if 50 is pulling strings, if 50
just wasn't trying to affect the music. He was trying to end niggas in every way. So if he did it in any way possible and not just music, he kind of still won in a sense.
Nah, he didn't. you kind of missing the point that we're making, because the versus battle, what is he going to do to T.I. in the versus battle career-wise? No, we're talking about the tracks. Like, so what I'm saying is just that you have Jadakiss, who was on Interscope. So, yeah, 50 Cent probably caused some problems or whatever like that for Jadakiss. But, I mean, it's not like Jadakiss was out selling 1 million records anyway, right? Fat Joe wasn't selling 1 million records anyway. They both held their own against 50 Cent. And actually, their careers kind of, for me, in my opinion, got better and made them long-lasting artists.
Ross definitely did.
Would, yeah. And then Ross became a bigger artist.
Bigger.
So, I would say that.
And 50 lost money. And 50 also got sued. 50 also lost money on that battle. So he lost credibility, he lost respectability, politics, losing that way, and he also lost money.
And 50 Cent carries, and as much as 50 Cent wants to deny it and all of this stuff, he's known as a person who killed New York City rap.
He is. He's completely the reason. He's divisive as fuck. He made hip-hop about the numbers, along with Jay. Jay did it, but 50 really drove it home, especially in his beefs, and made beef about numbers as opposed to quality of music. And 50 really made it so that a lot of fucking Hot 97, all they could play was him. Hot 97 had a hand in it too, but 50 really made it divisive as fuck. He made it, if you're not the G Unit, get the fuck out the way. His whole beef with Jada and Fat Joe started because he was jealous of the fact they did the song with Ja Rule when he was trying to get rid of Ja Rule. Like, 50 really, it's the beginning of him that was the beginning of the Atlanta takeover. And I think also it speaks more to admit that we came in and kicked the fucking door down is more what T.I. did. Because I get it. There's a lot of New York older heads from that 50 generation that do not respect the South the way it should be respected after the last 15 years.
I am all about $1. What is 50 cents?
Like, it's divided. Some people feel 50 is going to win because 50 does have undeniable hits. Tip is the people's champ, the Kane.
I still, like I said, I feel like T.I. would win this. I hope it actually does go down. I wish he was going against somebody else to showcase his real ability, because I feel like people really do forget about the hits that T.I. had and what he did. And I don't think going against 50 is going to be able to highlight that the way I wanted it to. I think him and Ross would have been a better battle.
I think it's going to be one of the better battles we've seen. I think it's going to be the closest battle we've seen. I think a lot of people, I think each one picking a person is like counting out the other OD, it sounds like. I think I got T.I. edging it more for the audience. Like, when it comes down to a vote, I think most of the country fucks with T.I. more. But personally, I hope 50 wins for New York.
This is definitely going to be a very entertaining battle. I definitely hope I hear a lot of B-sides more than, like, the Billboard stuff. But I'm definitely on the side of 50, but I would be excited if this ended in a tie.
Shenae, you got anything to say about the T.I. versus 50 Cent?
I personally think 50 is gonna win. That's why I'm sitting here like with faces, because it's gonna be close and it's gonna be a good one. I just think I think 50 has so many more. Like, T.I. has bangers, don't get me wrong, but I think like 50 has so many more, personally. Like, T.I. might have bigger songs, but 50 has a lot more big songs. If that makes sense.
I don't think. Okay. I mean, we've made our statements.
Rounds. Like, we're gonna get up to Live Your Life, and then.
Yeah,
I think that's
what we've seen in these battles. Like, bigger songs don't necessarily mean that you're gonna win.
Exactly.
Like, Jada played a fucking freestyle, and that shit was crazy. And it's just about. It's kind of just these battles are just about, like, reading the room, so to speak. So, like, I feel like, I mean, yeah, 50 does have the bigger, more impactful career, but when you look at, like, the hits that T.I. can pull from, and it's all about what bag that he goes in. Like, you never know. If he sticks to the streets and 50 sticks to something else, he can win.
If I can shadow off of Regg, I think
Right.
50 is a great showman. And if you give him a platform, he's not gonna back down or cower to that light. He's gonna come out. He's gonna bring all the fireworks and spotlights that he can. And if he can do anything, if he feels like he's starting to lose the crowd in any way, or his records aren't hitting as hard as they can, I feel like he's gonna go into stories. He may have a special guest. I'm not counting 50 out in showmanship as far as this goes.
Definitely gonna put a show on.
Yeah, if anything, is gonna be the 50 show, but T.I. won via the records.
I don't know about. I mean, I'm telling you, sleep on Tip if you want. Tip is a showman as well. And Tip is going to talk shit. Tip is going to use his big words. What you feel like, Eli? Eli's going to have the last word, and we're going to wrap it up to go to the next topic.
I feel like T.I. is going to end up playing one song that nobody knows, and it's just going to be a real regional hit.
And feel like he's going to be cool.
And he's gonna fuck that moment up for himself. But nonetheless, I'm going for 50.
You do understand though, like the world exists outside of the tri-state, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm only speaking to the place that I grew up in. So I grew up around 50s music. So that's what I'm running with. And I told you guys, and I tell anybody else, I've never been big on T.I. I know that T.I. got hits, but I'm going
also barely been anywhere.
No, you just want people to agree with you.
I don't want people to agree with me. I just want you to understand that what you're saying is like ridiculously biased.
People say they love you. Let it go, Eli.
All right. So with that being said, I'm Taurian B.
And I am First Class Regg.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.